Hey, YouTube, we gotta have this talk about the Dana White Contender Series, y'all. But hey, it's your boy DHP, and y'all know the rest, man. We doing this under the lights again. But hey, so I checked out the Dana White Contender Series, and I did like a little review cap, like a little small summary on my other platform. But for YouTube, for y'all niggas, we gonna talk about it on a bigger scale of things. And shout out to my cousin, he doing his thing on his YouTube channel, and we talked about this in our group chat like last week or 2 weeks ago. When he told me to check it out. So this week, this past Dana White Contender Series, I checked it out for the first time. I didn't catch the whole event, but I caught like the tail end of it, like the last 3 fights. And let me tell you, so I went back and checked out some of the shit that happened early on, like the next morning when I did the recap. But I've seen the last 3. Let me tell y'all, Dana White Contender Series, that joint is lit. I ain't even gonna hold y'all niggas. That joint is lit. As a matter of fact, and this is what I'm gonna get to with, with my cousin when we was talking in the group chat. Big picture wise, they need to get rid of the Tough Series. I think the Tough Series has, and niggas like me who've been watching, the sport of MMA, been involved in the sport of MMA and watched the UFC at a very young age. People like me, we've grown up with the Tough Series. Like within the UFC, that Tough Series was everything to us. Like we look forward. It was basically like for the new generation fans or the new fans in the UFC, the Tough Series, and we still got it, but it's the Tough Series is not the same was it when it first came out, and then as it went on through the years. Like I think really like legit like the last good one was maybe to me, and I even and I checked out Conor and Michael Chandler's joint, but the last good one to me was the season of Conor McGregor and Uriah Faber. That was like the last good Tough Series. But with that being said, for the new fans out there, Tough Series is basically like it's a reality series for the UFC, but it also is like if y'all watch other sports like football, basketball, or even baseball, especially baseball, because you would hear this term in baseball. So the Tough Series was actually a farming system, like for all like the hot prospects that was in like a certain local region. They would get called up, or they would get, it's like a calling or whatever, and you can sign up for it. It's like some MTV type shit, and you can sign up for it. And if you was that good for real, you can go into the Tough Series, and it was like a reality farming system. Like they made it into like a reality TV series, but it was legit their I wouldn't say amateur, their prospect farming system in baseball terms, which, if you watch baseball, you got the minor leagues and then you got the major league. In minor leagues, you have AA and AAA, and then if you make it out of AA, you go to AAA, and you're that damn good, you make it out of AAA, you go straight to the major leagues. So, and that the minors is called the farming system. So all these professional teams like the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Pirates, the Cardinals, all that, they use the minor leagues as their farming system to get these prospects, especially if they don't come out of college. But back to MMA, in the MMA sense, the Tough Series was the farming system for the UFC, but it was a reality show, and it was good for its time. The Tough Series was good. Not only did it produce a lot of good fighters and personalities in the UFC, like a lot of people came from the Tough Series, like Tony Ferguson, my boy El Kukui. Shout out to him. We finally got a dub. Even though it's in the boxing world, we still got a dub. Nate Diaz, he came from the Tough Series. Khalil Roundtree, he came from the Tough Series. So Tough Series, it it had its time. Johnny Walker, I believe Johnny Walker, he was in the Tough series too, I believe. I think I might want to check on Johnny Walker, but I think he came from the Tough series. That I want to say, not 100% sure, but I want to say he came from the Tough series. He might have been one on Dana White's Contender series, one of them. But without dragging this too long, the Tough series, it ran its course. I feel like nowadays we just got to go straight into like real prospect system. Like, get rid of all this reality drama and stuff like that. Bruh, we here to see the hottest niggas on this earth that could put on a UFC MMA glove, right? We not here for the reality drama and all this. If you want all that, go watch the WWE. We need a real prospect system that works, and the Dana White Contender Series, that's I ain't gonna hold you. There's a lot of things I can say that Dana White, he has his flaws, and I'll make another video down the road with that, because there's a lot of things I have to say about Dana White as far as his flaws, because he low-key the reason why shit has gone bad in the UFC today. But that's for a different topic for a different day. But to be completely honest, objective, and fair, this nigga Dana White, bro, he got something going on with this Dana White Contender Series. This for this generation, and even like now, like we have Sugar Sean O'Malley, Jamal Hill. We have other fighters that came from the Contender Series. Fluffy came from the Contender Series. Like, Dana White Contender Series, that should be the main, other than UFC going out and signing other talent from other MMA promotions. Dana White Contender Series has to be the main priority focus on just gathering a whole bunch of prospects in a region and just let them fight it out for a contract. Like, do we really need Tough at this point? Do we really need it? Like, I think now they got what DC and Chael Sonnen, and that's because they run that little podcast, whatever. But somehow they the coaches. And another thing about the Tough series was, going back to the Tough real quick, for the new fans, the Tough series was actually the coaches of Tough. Whoever the coaches of Tough was, they was gonna fight on another card. Like, they was gonna fight on the finale, or they was gonna have some of the finale contestants on a pay-per-view card with them. Like, we can go down the list with Dom and Uriah Faber. They was a Tough coach. Valentina at one point, I think Valentina Alexa Grasso was a coach at one point, because they was about to fight. Usually the coaches for Tough are they usually about to fight. So, like, say, like, to give an example, let's say Topuria and Patty Pimblett, Patty Pimblett is about to get the title shot, right? And this is an example. Patty Pimblett is about to get a title shot with Topuria, but to hype up that fight even more, they're gonna do the Tough series to not only bring in some prospects into the UFC, but to hype up their rivalry and hype up their fight even more, because usually the Tough coaches will have their own fight. So that was one of the things about Tough that, for that time, it was real good. Nowadays, it seems like the Tough coaches don't even fight. Like, Conor McGregor and Mike Chandler, they were supposed to fight, but Conor backed out. Now you got DC and Chael, which is, they're highly respected in the MMA community. Both of them are great fighters, but they've been retired for years, and now they coaches. Like, to me, that don't even make sense. Like, I'm with the old-fashioned way of, if you gonna coach a season of Tough, y'all two niggas gotta fight. Which is why, if anything, if y'all wanted to keep the Tough, like, it gotta be some, like, even one, but like if we're gonna be on some more recent tough series like Volk and T City. Like Volk, I think Volk and T City did a tough season together as coaches, and you know they ended up fighting for the title. Volk, I can't remember if it was Volk or Max. I want to say it was Volk and T City. It was Volk and T City. It had to have been Volk and T City because I don't remember Max coaching season of Tough. But Volk and T City, they was the coaches of one season of Tough, and obviously we knew that was the next title fight in featherweight for Volk was T City. So it was perfect to hype up that fight even more, which, by the way, if y'all haven't seen that fight, y'all need to go on UFC Fight Pass and check out that fight, because that was a good fight. T City, he took another ass whooping, but that was a good fight, though. But to hype up the fight even more, they let them become coaches of Tough. Like, nowadays, it got to be something. If you want to revitalize Tough, you got to do it with some fights that, you know, that we know that's about to be booked. Like honestly, I wouldn't even, you know, I wouldn't be against of doing like a heavyweight, like a heavyweight and light heavyweight and welterweight prospect show with Tom Aspinall and, well, it's too late now, but because they're fighting, right? Tom Aspinall, Cyril Gahn. Like, I would like to see a season of Tough with that, you know, but I feel like, but overall, what I've seen, you know, with my cuzzo and, you know, everybody else been telling me, and then what I saw with my own eyes yesterday, yeah, Dana White Contender Series, it's everything, bro. It's everything. And crazy thing is, Dana White Contender Series got more knockouts than half of these UFC Fight Night cards and pay-per-views. So not only is you getting like the entertainment factor of a lot of these fighters actually fighting and putting on entertaining fights, but they're getting finishes as well. You know, I mean, if you watch nowadays, I feel like the UFC, and this is a bigger conversation that we need to have, but I feel like the UFC nowadays is about 40 to 50% of casual fans now, where they just want to see knockouts and just rock 'em, sock 'em type fights. And then you have the other 50%ers like me who are, you know, hardcore fans of the sport, where it, you know, a fight, yeah, it could be boring, but we respect and we still admire the technique and the skill of the said discipline, because MMA is not an easy sport, because it's every single fighting discipline into one. So every fight and every style, you're not going to get the best entertaining fights, because not every style is good for that, you know. But Dana White Contender Series, these niggas is fighting for a contract, so they putting it on the line like it's their last fight they will ever do. And if you one of those that, you know, that likes, you know, all entertaining fights, I recommend you tune in to Dana White Contender Series for real, because you want to get whatever you came here to see, it's gonna be worth your while. So overall, Tough needs to go. Dana White Contender Series, we need to elevate this, and this need to be more of a heavy spotlight than what it is, honestly. Like, it should be, Dana White Contender Series needs to be heavily promoted as much as a UFC Fight Night card on the pay-per-view, because this is the creme of the creme, top echelon of high elite level prospect fighting. And not only, and it's so satisfying to see some of these prospects, they do extremely well, and you get to see them get the little popularity or whatever, and Dana White Contender Series, and, you know, if so how they get that contract and they flourish into the UFC and become a superstar in the UFC, it's so satisfying to see they started their journey all the way to the end. Like Sugar Sean O'Malley, like, we've seen Sugar Sean O'Malley from the start. You know, from when Snoop Dogg was announcing his fights in the Contender Series on to the superstar that he is now. Now, is Sugar Sean a huge cash cow? He's not on the level of a huge cash cow like a Conor or Alex Pereira, but Sugar Sean is a superstar. So, but in that example right there, it's satisfying to see the start of his journey in the Contender Series to what he is now. And that is satisfying to see as a fan, where you can just sit back and be like, wow, like this nigga he really had set out a goal and a dream to get a UFC contract. He did that, and now look what he's doing. He's being one of the greats of the sport. But yeah, man, I just want to push this video out. I may do another video tomorrow for Nasruddin and Imov. I said Nasruddin and Imov. Nasruddin Imov and Caio Borralho. But I just uploaded a video on my other platform of Caio Borralho. So y'all may get a video for the Paris fighters, because I did the Fight Nerds on the other platform. So for YouTube, I'ma just do the Paris fighters, Nasruddin and BSD. But if I don't get that video out tomorrow, I'm definitely producing the preview show for Friday. And like I said in my other platform video, I have nowhere to go this weekend. Saturday, I'm talking about Saturday in specific, we're watching the fights in real time. And this time, yes, I'm back to it with the review show on time. So anyway, until my next video, y'all like, share, subscribe, and comment. I'm gonna holler at y'all niggas later, man.